Still approaching quietly. They're off. The JCB Triumph Hurdle gets Gold Cup Day underway, and the nose-banded OPEC leads them down towards the first of the 8 scheduled flights. Gibbs Island, also nose-banded, black and white jacket, is handy, but it was OPEC who had the lead over the first, and Papano, the early back marker, pink cap, a little bit disorganised as well. Long run on towards the second, OPEC leading up, tracked towards the right, towards the inside of the hurdles track by Lulamba in the black and yellow, and 2 Bossyphorus in a white jacket. Gibbs Island chasing the leaders. East India Dock, yellow and black, the white cap for Sam Twiston-Davies in the leading line, with Lady Vega Allen and Blue Lemons in a red jacket out wide. In behind horses, Place de la Nation, the maroon and white with a white cap, and Charlotte in the dark green and red is back in midfield. Followed early by Mondo Man, who's tucked away on the inside in the white and dark green hoops as they draw to the second. OPEC just leading. 2 stablemate and favoured East India Dock, who sits on the leader's tail. Lulamba racing around the inner to Lady Vega Allen in the stripes out wide, and then Gibbs Island and Place de la Nation, who race side by side with Mondo Man up the running rail. Blue Lemons in the red and pink jacket is racing wide of Charlotte, and Hello Neighbour in the red and white, and then Lumiere du Large spot the maroon cap with a white star. Willie Do Well, the grey, is down on the inside 3/4 of the way back, being followed by Poniros in the royal blue, and then St Lucie in a pink jacket. 2 Bossyphorus races next with Larzac in the McManus hoops, and just about last of a well-grouped field as they draw towards the third is Papano. OPEC taken on out wide by Lady Vega Allen. Another small mistake towards the rear of their field by Papano, who hasn't hurdled particularly fluently through the early part of the race. They're moving on towards the fourth, and Lady Vega Allen just beginning to get loose on the lead here. OPEC, who forced the early pace, has dropped back very quickly, made a mistake there, and he's now just about in last place. Lady Vega Allen taking them towards halfway over East India Dock, who flicked through the top of that flight but is stalking the pace. In turn, tracked through by Lulamba. The black and yellow checks for Nico de Boinville. Then Gibbs Island and a sheepskin noseband disputing fourth with Lumiere du Large. Hello Neighbour in the red and white is a little bit closer to Blue Lemons out wide from Mondo Man, and then Place de la Nation to the grey Willie Do Well. Stablemate St Lucie in a pink jacket is out wide as they take the flight at the top of the hill, the third from home. Further back to Poniros from Charlotte, and then back to Larzac, and in behind Larzac is Papano with stablemate alongside 2 Bossyphorus, and OPEC is continuing but is completely tailed off. Lady Vega Allen then brings them down the hill inside the last 3/4 of a mile in the JCB Triumph Hurdle. 2 flights of hurdles to jump. Lulamba just about poking his nose into second, but East India Dock is right alongside. The white cap for Sam Twiston-Davies. Hello Neighbour is beginning to inch ever closer. The red and white disputing fourth on the descent, with Place de la Nation, the maroon and white with a white cap. Then Mondo Man, who's back on the inner to Gibbs Island. St Lucie in a pink jacket is pulled out. Closing in on the second last, it is Lady Vega Allen. East India Dock coming alongside Lulamba between horses, a bit untidy. And now East India Dock stares Lady Vega Allen in the eye. Lulamba at this stage just angling out. Place de la Nation coming wide around the outer. Hello Neighbour turns into the straight, the red and white in fifth. Poniros in a raw blue jacket is running on in behind. It's a lengthy gallop down to the final flight. East India Dock now challenged by Lulamba. Lady Vega Allen, one from the right, Hello Neighbour. On the left, still with every chance, Place de la Nation, and then Poniros. East India Dock approaching the last in the Triumph Hurdle. Rises a length and a half clear. Lulamba is giving chase. Poniros in the raw blue is still running on very strongly. East India Dock. Lulamba is coming on the near side. Poniros out wide, a finish at inches, and Poniros gets through to win the JCB Triumph Hurdle. Sees off Lulamba. East India Dock in third, then Lady Vega Allen and Place de la Nation, and it's Willie Mullins again in the JCB Triumph Hurdle.
Well, we're used to Willie Mullins doing pretty much anything, but winning the Triumph Hurdle with a horse that's previously unraced over hurdles in Poniros is 100 to 1. Quite amazing. I mean, fortune has favoured the brave this week.
I think so. The first time I probably saw him in the race was just coming to the last hurdle. I said, oh, this is Tony Bloom's colours. He's only one runner, it must be mine. And I said, if he doesn't get knocked over, he's going to just about win.
Yeah.
And he did. He just about got up. Yeah.
The principals got racing quite a way out, didn't they? That got
It
him
did. I
into
mean,
it.
our filly Lady Vega Allen must have run away with Paul. I didn't see the rerun, but she was what 4 lengths in front before they went up the hill, and everyone was keeping an eye on her, and they got racing down the hill, and then you're always waiting for something to come from behind to pick through, and all his flat race experience helped him do it. If he was the first time out over hurdles without all, he's a very decent flat handicapper,
Yes.
and he knew what to do, provided he could negotiate the hurdles, and he knew how to race, and that really stood to him.
It does,
in the
and
end.
maybe with a big field as well, that kind of experience the horses had from the flat probably stood to them well.
I mean, he sliced through the field like a handicapper, and even though he was a maiden, but he knew how to race, and that was a big help.
We were talking about schooling earlier in the week. Presumably this guy has seen a hurdle before.
We bought him, we schooled him, and then I threw him out the field, and not sure whether it was a gelding when we bought him. We might have gelded him after that, and then we gave him a month or 6 weeks out in the field, and brought him back in, and we just trained him then, schooled him. We schooled him a little bit, but he might have had a pup last week. That's all now, might have had a pup.
But with your team of 11 here, there's quite a few horses that you might not expect to see in a Triumph Hurdle. Your view is, well, may as well run them and find out, and if they win, grand, it's a Grade 1.
They were all sort of bought in the autumn, and I like giving them a break. And then it's a bit late to start them off to try and win a maiden hurdle. So run them in these races, and you're getting experience. And if they're really good, like this fellow, you win a Grade 1. So you've lost your novice status for the season. But and the others, they'll all make nice novices for next year.
Yeah. And you're about to go and get your trophy. How does it feel potentially being on the brink of history with Galopin de Champs?
Oh, just keeping fingers crossed. Everything.
Absolutely, and we are too. What were you thinking? When did you get the call up?
At 11 o'clock on Wednesday, so I was supposed to be in Doncaster, and David Casey rang my agent Alan Corley and said there might be a spare ride, but it's 100 to 1, not raced before. And my agent actually said I should stay in Doncaster, and I was just thinking on the Tuesday, anything was going to happen, and I've seen it before, right? Big prices of Willie's, and he just wouldn't be pitching them in the Triumph if he didn't think of it, some sort of squeak, and just mental, really.
It really is, and raced over hurdles as well. How did he jump?
Yeah, he jumped well on the whole. He's a little bit novice-y, but obviously pitch him into the Triumph 18 runners first run is a big ask, but I thought he handled the occasion quite well. He was a bit better when I switched him out for a bit of room down the back, and I just thought at the top of the hill, I thought I'm going well enough to see how he comes down the hill. Just thought if they quicken turning in, I'd just get caught a little bit flat-footed. But they never really got further away than I thought, and I sniffed it at the last, and he put his head down. He's obviously got a bit of flat experience, and he knew how to gallop, but hardy little animal.
Very, very much so. And I suppose it's a bit of a traditional Triumph Hurdle in the size of the field. That flat experience with Rafe Beckett that you're talking about, that surely stood to him here.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, he had no jump experience, but a lot of these horses had only had probably 1 or 2 runs in their life just over jumps, and I think the flat experience definitely helped in the hustle and bustle, and I'm sorry, I genuinely can't believe he's won. It's amazing.
I think you're sharing that feeling with everybody around the paddock.
Yeah. I think the bookies are cheering me on. That was about it.
And for you as well. I mean, you were waiting 5 years for your second Cheltenham Festival winner, and now 2 have come along at once.
I know, it's incredible. And yesterday was such an up and down day, and I could just really enjoy this one.
Yeah. And was Michael riding with you again today?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I think we know why you're here, standing in the winner's enclosure at 100 to 1. Jonjo, fantastic stuff. Well done.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Lydia.
East India Dock has finished 3rd in the JCB Triumph Hurdle. Sam Twiston-Davies was on board. He didn't jump as well as he can.
Yeah, can you be happy and disappointed in the same sentence? Happy with how he's ran. Just a few little, Edge almost trying to rush him along a little bit. I think 2 out was actually one of his bigger mistakes, but he was actually very quick at still doing it. I think as always, it's his forefront over hurdle. He's only going to keep progressing. Good attitude, knuckled down well. As always, afterwards, you'd like to try something different.
It was a strong pace, it looked like.
Yeah, which was quite happy with when OPEC didn't really go, and then Paul's horse came over the top. Thought I wanted to make sure it was honest throughout, and then when I did get to the front, I thought I'd hopefully keep going, and I was just weak the last half. But we live and we learn, and hopefully have better days again.
Well, I'm sure there will be. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Nico de Boinville was on runner-up Lulamba, who's won a great race, done everything right. What can you do about that? An unraced over hurdles 100 to 1 shot.
Exactly. Look, he's run a great race. We're very proud of the horse, and he's going to be a terrific chaser next year.
You've got a large talent for the future. That is the big upside, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, he's only going to progress with that, and he would have learned from that. That was only his sort of third start, so he'll come on an awful lot, and fair play to Willie for putting 10 in.
11.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the 11th. Anyway, bad luck.
Thanks, Willie.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.